What's up, everyone? My name is Zach, or y'all can call me Z Fleazy. And now, at this point, it's been a week since WrestleMania week, and it has been fantastic. And it started off very strong with Stand and Deliver this year. Now, I'm going to go ahead and talk about Stand and Deliver and the fallout that came out from it. And in this video, we're just talking about Stand and Deliver and the fallout that came from it. I'll tell you what I thought about the main matches, and then about the storylines that follow afterwards. And first thing I wanted to talk about was the pre-show match of Gacy versus Shawn Spears. May I say, that was a very decent pre-show match that we got to start off the show. And may I say, the biggest surprise to me throughout the entirety of that show, through the entirety of that match, was the fact that Spears didn't get the win. I was very surprised because I would think for a debut PLE match for a returning Spears, I would have thought that they would have gave him the win since he just came back. But surprisingly enough, they gave the win to Joe Gacy. But even still, they started off the match with something interesting. They started off the match with Ridge Holland coming back out of nowhere and just slamming Joe Gacy with the chair, which is interesting because I don't remember. At least throughout the week, I don't remember Joe doing anything to Ridge to warrant that attack, but it happened. And even with that attack lingering on Joe, he still won the match. That was very interesting, and honestly, very surprised to see Joe Gacy get a big win after all of the matches he's been having. Granted, all were pretty fun and fantastic matches, just wasn't expecting him to pull the win out for this time. But no, this was actually a pretty nice match to start off the pre-show. And as far as what's going on now, I'm a bit more interested in what they're doing with Ridge right now to see what they're doing with his character. Even though the story I've been telling is a little iffy, but I'm okay to just roll with it. And I'm kind of interested to see what we're gonna get with Joe Gacy going forward now, and what's gonna happen with Shawn Spears after this loss. But I think we're starting off on a pretty decent run as far as. So I think we're getting something good from them going forward. But as far as the Stand and Deliver match, I'm going to give Gacy and Spears a 3 out of 5. And now for the match that actually started off the show, is the tag match for the tag titles for Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker versus Axiom and Nathan Frazier. And may I say, they started off with heat. Absolute heat. Now, that was probably one of the most fun tag matches that we've gotten so far throughout the year, and definitely going to be one I personally would choose to remember, because, oh my god, those four dudes were killing it in the ring. Especially, may I say, in my opinion, can less people start kicking out of the Spanish Fly, because that move is fantastic. I don't know why wrestling nowadays has been letting people kick out of moves that really should be getting kicked out of, and the Spanish Fly is one of them, especially that Spanish Fly spot off the top rope with Axiom. My god, why is anybody kicking out of that? That is an amazing move that should put anyone away. But even regardless, still a fun, fantastic match. Everyone was just going hard in it. And also, once again, still fun to see Baron pull off moves from the top rope. And still always fun seeing Baron and Braun using their brute strength and the fire they have as a team to get the win. In which, honestly, this was a match where I would have been fine either way, whoever won. But very interesting that they let Baron and Braun win the match at Stand and Deliver, but let them get beat on NXT the following Tuesday. That was an interesting choice, but even still, that match was still fun to watch. And man, seriously, especially in that match, that Golden Horatio kick that Axiom does, oh my god, fantastic move. Fantastic move. I love it every time I see it. But now, shout out to Axiom and Nathan Frazier for winning that match, become the new tag champions, though I can't say I'm all that interested to see them go up against the Authors of Pain, because I'm sorry, the Final Testament ain't worked for me. But we'll see how it goes. But as far as the Stand and Deliver match by itself and just by its own merit, that tag match gets a 4 out of 5 for me. And now moving on to another fire match that was on Stand and Deliver. It was the triple threat match for the North American Championship titles between Obafemi, Dijak, and Josh Briggs. Fantastic man-slapping man-meat match that we got in this one. Now, oddly enough, throughout the entirety of that match, I really wanted to watch something with a red echidna with hands for some reason. Anyway, that was a fantastic match, and all three of those dudes deserve like a standing ovation for the devastation they left each other in that match. And first and foremost, shout out to Josh Briggs. I hope he's recovers soon and gets better, since we now found out that he kind of messed up his ribs in that match. Hopefully he won't be out for too long and the healing time goes well for him. So we'll see Josh Briggs down the road, and hopefully he's doing way better. But as far as their performance in this match, beautiful, fantastic. That's electric chair stack slam move they pulled off with Oba lifting both of those two up and slamming them down. Oh my God. Oba is a beast. And even still, he was taking some savage hits. Like, I don't know how he was able to still able to win a match after taking 2 feast your... Wait, did he take 2 or 4? I feel like he took 4 feast your eyes in that match, and he still walked away the winner. Damn, that man is something serious. Especially, Dijak is just not missing when it comes to these PLEs and a lot of these feuds he be getting booked in. He has been doing fantastic, and he deserves to be brought up on the main roster. And definitely one of my other favorite spots that happened in the match was when Josh Briggs basically choke slammed Dijak off the top rope on the outside of the ring onto Obafemi that was being laid out on a chair. Bro, that was a savage and amazing spot that they pulled off. But that match was fantastic, and let me go ahead and say that triple threat is a 4 out of 5 for me, and match of the night for me. And just going forward and seeing how the storyline is progressing now, very interested they pulled in Ivar from the Viking Raiders to challenge Obafemi. Now, I don't expect Ivar to beat Oba, but I expect Ivar to give Oba a run for his money, and again give us more excited man-slapping man-meat matches that we love to enjoy. And then next up is the 6-way women's tag match between Fallon Henley, Kalani Jordan, and Thea Hale, going up against Izzy Dane, JC Jane, and Kiana James. A very fun and simple 6-way tag match that we got right here. That I'm very surprised that we didn't actually get like a singles match between Thea and JC, considering their storyline with one another. But I'm fine with what we got here, because still all 6 of these women are tied to one another for one reason or another. And they all were showing off like how much they didn't like each other in the match, and was showing that fire in between the two groups. And everyone was pulling off some really cool spots. At first, let me give some love to Izzy Dane, because she was showing off how good and even better that she's getting in the ring. And I enjoyed like the ring work she's been pulling off, both in what we got in Stand and Deliver and in the tag match on the following NXT. So Izzy Dane is looking good, and I can't wait to see what more her and Kiana got cooking up with one another. And also, how many of these matches on both Stand and Deliver and WrestleMania did you notice started off with someone like either doing a suicide dive off the ring onto the floor to start off the match, or someone immediately interrupting someone else's entrance? I feel like that happened like 5 times throughout Stand and Deliver and WrestleMania Night 1 and 2. Very interesting that kept happening on this WrestleMania weekend. But that 6-way tag match was fun and all that it needed to be. And may I say, I enjoyed the moment when JC had to be in that ring with Thea, so she can catch all that smoke that Thea had been having for her for a good long while. And I enjoyed that moment very much so. But I will say, and I am very glad that the baby faces got to win that match. Now, I actually would have been surprised. I would have been okay with it if it went either way, but way more satisfying for the baby faces to win. Now, as far as like the fallout that came from it, good on Izzy and Kiana for getting that tag win over Fallon and Kalani on this past NXT. Still wondering what they're going to do with those two going forward, and I would like somehow that could turn into a thing where they all go for the new mid-card title that's now being given to the women on NXT, which shout out to NXT for doing that. The women needs a title like that on the roster. And then in regards to Thea and JC, the bombshell JC just decided to just throw on them on that NXT. Damn. Just damn. Just ruin everyone's good time because you want to be a bitter bitch. I hope Thea doesn't fall out too hard with Andre Chase for what he did. But either way, I'm still tuned in to see how the rest of this feud goes. And I expect us to get like a really good, like savage, like singles match between Thea and JC. Otherwise, this tag match, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. And now, for the next match on this card, oh my god, bro. If it wasn't for the triple threat match, this would have been my match of the night. Because, oh my god, Roxanne Perez and Lyra Valkyria gave all that they could in that ring, and they ate, in my opinion. They got into their technical bag and really pulled out all the works and stops in that match, and it was fantastic. Those ladies were amazing. And again, another one where I was fine either way who won, but really glad that they went with Roxanne Perez in that match, because to me, that was the most interesting choice to go with in that particular match. But no, she really brought it to Lyra in that match. And I gotta admit, I completely forgot that in story that Lyra was going in with a messed up arm. So that is what actually keyed me in on who most likely was going to win the match. I just wanted to see how they would go about it. And man, I am very surprised they actually let the babyface tap out. Like usually, like we're so used to WWE booking their babyfaces so strong where they just can't lose a match. Like if anything, they got to lose either by a run-in or DQ, or if they get put in a chokehold or a submission move, they gotta pass out. But no, this time they actually let the babyface tap out, and that was the most surprising thing in that match for me. And that's what really like sold the match for me. And may I say, one of the best spots in the match was that ending sequence that Roxanne was putting Lyra through, from the pop rocks and the crossface that she put her in, and that poison runner that she did. Oh my god, ooh. I don't know how Lyra was just gonna take that and not lose. But now she gave her all in that match, and man, that winged outfit that she had, Lyra, that when she came in with, beautiful. But now, as far as that match in of itself, 4 out of 5 from me. And the way the fallout happened on NXT, I cannot believe Pax actually turned on Lyra. I would have thought a bit more of a build-up would have happened, but we're here now. So can't wait to see how that part of the story turns out. And I do wonder how much longer they're going to use Natty to help prop up Roxanne, because I'm pretty sure... Well, actually, let me take that back. I don't expect Roxanne to get drafted this time, or at least not too soon, because I feel like we still need to see a bit more of her heel work before she gets drafted. But if she does, I'm fine with it either way. I can't wait to see what's going to happen with these ladies going forward. I give their match a 4 out of 5. And now for the men's title match between Ilya and D'Angelo. Another great match in Ilya's resume, and probably one of the best matches for Tony D'Angelo that he's had so far. Because, man, they brought it to each other, and they brought the viciousness and the savagery that we expected their characters to bring. Now, I'm very surprised that for all the heelish things D'Angelo and the D'Angelo family were doing to Ilya throughout the build-up of the match, that he actually wanted as fair of a fight during the actual match. And was surprised that throughout the match that he really told Stacks, hey, no, chill. I want to do this with on my own 2 feet with my own bare hands. That was a really interesting part as far as like the story they were telling throughout the match. But nah, they brought the savagery with each other. And may I say, that belly to belly suplex off the top rope that Ilya took. Ooh. It looked like it hurt. And the fact that he hit it and then had to like fall out the ring as soon as he got up from it was actually pretty funny. And the H-bombs he gave Tony was savage, especially the one he did on the table. It's funny enough, the Spanish announce table. That table just had to be the one to constantly get those spots. But that was a really cool little spot that they did. Now I'm not gonna say this is one of like Ilya's like greatest matches, but still a very good Ilya match, and he's hardly ever missed. But I'm glad that this match did what it did, and I liked what I got from it. So for me, I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5, and then seeing how everything happened afterwards, I'm expecting a triple threat at Spring Breaking, to be honest, when that comes around between Ilya, Trick, and Mello. Because I feel like Melo's gonna do whatever he can to warm his little scrawny ass to get in that match and ruin everything for Trick. But we'll see how everything happens going forward. And not to mention, I can't wait to see what else they're gonna do with the D'Angelo family, because I think they're doing some real cool stuff with them going right about now. So we'll see, like faction wise, like how the D'Angelo family goes throughout the rest of the year. And then now for the main event match of Stand and Deliver. Trick versus Mello was fun and a great match. Not fantastic or not enough for me to be like match of the night or match of the year, in which I kind of had that expectation for them because of how hot the story was. But now seeing how things have played out, this is definitely like the first match of, I'm gonna say at least a three-part trilogy match. But no, I gotta say, when that ending sequence came, when Trick finally hit the knee on Carmelo, it didn't feel like it didn't feel like a definitive win to me. That's why it felt a little awkward when the end of the match finally came. I was like, oh, okay, shit, okay, I guess he won. But so how like abrupt the ending was kind of a bit much for me. But throughout the rest of the match, I was entertained throughout of it, especially the little story they were telling about Mello, how he kept like downplaying Trick and acting like Trick like was nothing to him, only to find out by the end of the match that he effed around and found out that Trick Mello ain't no bitch. That he found out at the end that Trick Williams ain't no bitch. It was still like a cool, entertaining match, and I was still a decent enough like main event. But I really can't wait for the matches they're gonna have each other going forward, because I feel like they really got something cooking now. But as far as the main event goes, I was a bit let down, but I was still entertained. So I will still say that's a 3.5 out of 5 for me. And Stand and Deliver in total is a 4 out of 5. Stand and Deliver was a great kickoff to WrestleMania weekend, and it had some really great and amazing matches from individuals I cannot wait to see on the main roster, and I cannot wait to see what else they got cooking for us in Spring Breaking and every other match and event they're gonna give us this year. Now, thank you for listening, and I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your day.